Hey everybody, Todd Pod the Six here with another exclusive Let's Play video. Dagon by H.P. Lovecraft seemed to be well received and enjoyed, so I went ahead and bought the DLC for it. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, a little bit of a shorter experience, but it's going to be Dagon by H.P. Lovecraft, Little Glass Bottle DLC. I am very much looking forward to this, so join me, will you? Little Glass Bottle is a short 5 to 10 minute adaptation of a story by Howard Phillips Lovecraft, written when he was about 7 years old. Original words and spelling have been kept. All profits from both DLCs are donated to the humanitarian aid. Click here for more information, and thank you for your support. Let's get in it, shall we?
Heave to! There's something floating to the leeward! The speaker was a short, stockily built man whose name was William Jones.
Okay, so different speaker for this, but it is a story written by Lovecraft when he was a child, so that makes sense.
He was the captain of a small catboat in which he and a party of men were sailing at the time the story opens.
The art is more cartoony as well, which is really cool. Again, signifying the imagination of a child.
Aye, aye, sir, answered John Towers, and the boat was brought to a standstill. Captain Jones reached out his hand for the object, which he now discerned to be a glass bottle.
It's still a beautiful game.
Nothing but a rum flask that the men on the passing boat threw over, he said. But from an impulse of curiosity, he reached out for it.
Okay.
It was a rum flask, and he was about to throw it away when he noticed a piece of paper in it.
Like, it looks like over the standard graphics that they did, they used a kind of like watercolor and cartoon-esque filter, which is really cool.
Pulled it out, and on it read the following. January 1st, 1864. I am John Jones, who writes this letter. My ship is fast sinking with the treasure on board.
Exciting.
I am where it is marked on the enclosed chart.
Close chart.
Captain Jones turned the sheet over, and the other side was a chart. On the edge were written these words. Dotted lines represent course we took. Towers, said Captain Jones excitedly. Read this. Towers did as he was directed.
There's something over there.
I think it would pay to go, said Captain Jones. Do you? Just as you say, replied Towers.
The voice reminds me of the voice of the main character as a little boy in Vertigo.
Very day, said the excited captain. All right, said Towers.
All right, so I think that's the course. I do want to see, do they have any markings or anything? Oh, there's one. Hey. There's an interesting legend about one of the offshoots of the Lovecraft lineage, the Musgraves. They're in possession of a 14th century chalice, most likely from Syria or Egypt, called the Luck of Edenhall. Legend has it that the goblet belonged to some fairies who happily drank from it at the St. Cuthbert's well. When curious people suddenly appeared there, the fairies escaped, abandoning the goblet. Then one of them shouted a warning. If this cup should break or fall, farewell to the luck of Edenhall. Fortunately, the chalice survived, and you can still admire it in the V&A Museum in London. This legend has been reappearing in pop culture over the years, ranging from an old German ballad to the name of a pop rock band to manga. Very cool. Let's go. I love the little tad bits of trivia in these. Just because I think it's super cool. Now, it might be nerdy of me to do so. Again, looking for more. Well, there's one. Childhood games. One of Lovecraft's favorite children's games was creating complex scenes using building blocks, models, tin soldiers, and clouds of earth. With their help, he played out various historical scenarios. These events were sometimes short-lived. They represented a war, a plague, or simply a thrilling spectacle of travel, commerce, or some event that led nowhere. But sometimes they spanned long eons, reflecting the changes in the appearance of the landscape or buildings. H.P. Lovecraft to Vernon Shade, November 8th of 1933. It's especially interesting considering his later writing career. There was a kind of intoxication of being lord of a visible world, albeit a miniature one, in determining the flow of its events. It was not his only childhood pastime. He enjoyed riding a bike he received for his 10th birthday, so much that years later he described himself from that period as a veritable bicycle centaur. Lovecraft was interested in D&D, or would have been interested in D&D had it existed during his lifetime, I guess. Which makes sense. I mean, he's a creative mind. I think he would have loved tabletop role-playing.
And started off governed by the dotted lines of the chart.
Still looking for more of the Eldritch symbol. You never know where they're hidden. They might not even be visible. Great soundtrack. Super awesome soundtrack. Okay, so there's two choices. There it is. Okay, cool. Fascination with science. H.P. Lovecraft learned to read at the age of 4. He quickly became interested in exact sciences, especially chemistry. As a 9-year-old, he even started publishing his own magazine, or his own amateur magazine, the Scientific Gazette, and sometime later, the series The Chemistry. Around 1900, the future master of horror developed an interest in Antarctica and began writing treatises on expeditions to the continent. This undoubtedly influenced one of his famous works, The Mountains of Madness, written 30 years later. As a 12-year-old, Lovecraft discovered astronomy, which he later considered his most moving experience. Realizing the immensity of the cosmos had a huge impact on his worldview and work, laying the foundations for the cosmic horror genre. Majesty of the concept of an expanding universe still makes me shudder in a unique manner. A Confession of Unfaith, 1922.
In 4 weeks, they reached the place where directed.
Let's see if we can find another marker. I'm not seeing anything. Okay. Let me check now. No, still not seeing anything. Okay. Oh, diving suits.
Went down.
Okay. Well, we're still going to be looking for the Eldritch Mark. There it is. There's one. Literature. Lovecraft developed an interest in literature at a very young age. One of the first books he read was Grimm's Fairy Tales. A year later, at the age of 5, he discovered the 1001 Nights collection. As a 6-year-old, he came across the darkly atmospheric illustrations by Gustave Doré, which made a huge impression on him. At the same age, he became fascinated with the Hellenistic myths, and he began his writing adventure. My attempts to write in verse, the first of which I made at the age of 6, were then in the form of raw, internally rhyming ballads, and I sang about the deeds of gods and heroes from selected letters. However, 2 years later, his literary tastes underwent a key shift. That's when I discovered Edgar Allan Poe. It was my downfall. At the age of 8, I saw the blue firmament of Argos and Sicily plunge into the darkness of the miasmatic fumes of the tomb, also from selected letters. All right. Ooh. There's not a whole lot to look at here. Closer, shall we? All right, now we're on the ocean floor. So let's see what we've got. I see an anchor. Oh. Grandpa. Whipple Van Buren Phillips, Lovecraft's grandfather, was a very important figure in his life. As the writer said himself, my beloved grandfather became the center of my universe. Van Buren Phillips introduced his grandson to various works of art he brought from his travels, exchanged letters with him, and helped him develop his passions. He largely replaced Lovecraft's dead father. Interestingly, he also cured him of his fear of the dark by encouraging him to walk through a series of dark rooms. Young Howard's grandfather was probably the only family member to tell Lovecraft improvised mystery tales, which undoubtedly influenced his later work. Those are creepy. What do we have? Okay, so that's the item. Anything else of note here, though? Whoa. That was cool. That looks like a compass. Sounds like something big's coming. Guess up we go.
And came up with an iron bottle.
An iron bottle. Okay, so it wasn't a compass.
They found in it the following lines scribbled on a piece of brown paper.
Look-see.
December 3rd, 1880. Dear Searcher, excuse me for the practical joke I have played on you. But it serves you right to find nothing for your foolish act. Well, it does, said Captain Jones. Go on. However, I will defray your expenses to and from the place you found your bottle. I think it will be $250, so that amount you will find in an iron box. I know where you found the bottle, because I put this bottle here. And the iron box. And then found a good place to put the second bottle. Hoping the enclosed money will defray your expenses some I close. Anonymous.
Weird. Oddities. There are a few puzzling elements in the little glass bottle. For example, the number $250, which is not a typo, as this amount appears in the text 3 times. It's not entirely clear why Lovecraft decided to write out the number this way and what he meant by it. While publishers and translators interpret it in various ways, our opinion he most likely meant $250. The map used in the game replicates the original version drawn by Lovecraft for the story. Did you notice that the landmark on it is signed as Australia? A simple typo, or maybe young Howard was already creating his own lands and unknown islands in his imagination. It's also puzzling that the dates in the letter in both bottles are almost 17 years apart. Interesting. Very cool.
I'd like to kick his head off, said Captain Jones. Here, diver, go and get the $250.
I don't wanna. There's the black box. What else do we have going on? Is this going to be empty?
In a minute, the diver came up bearing an iron box.
Full of...
$250. It defrayed their expenses, but I hardly think that they will ever go to a mysterious place as directed by a mysterious bottle.
Interesting. Okay. I like that. I like that. Okay. So we have a few other things that are going to be coming from them. The Railway Horror is a DLC that's supposed to be releasing soon, and I'm looking forward to that. And we will do that one as well as a YouTube exclusive. Yeah, I'm interested to see what you all think of that. That's an interesting look. We only missed 2. Not bad. That's a very interesting look at how Lovecraft wrote as a child. I really enjoyed that. I hope you all enjoyed it with me. Thank you very much. Like I said, this is a much shorter experience than the previous episode of Dagon. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I can't wait until the Railway Horror is released and we can experience that one together as well. Thank you for tuning in and have a good day. Hey everybody, Top5the6 here signing off. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you want to see more, click the videos that are listed or hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications in order to be notified when I've got more posted. Until then, as always, be good, be kind, be safe. See you next time.